Hi Aries, I hope you guys are doing great today. Let's get right into your deep love read for the end of June 2020. I'm going to be doing a deep career read in a couple of days, so for those of you who are in that space, I'm going to be doing a past, present, and future with the tarot. I'm going to be following some different oracles for additional messages. So let's see where you guys are coming from in your past. We have the Sun, the Page of Wands, we have the Eight of Swords, and we have the King of Cups. Okay, kind of a mixed bag there. Okay, let's pull the cards and see what we have. The Sun energy is always positive. There's never anything negative about that. So this tells me that you are feeling very optimistic, very happy, feeling like you're on the right path with your person. We have a Page of Wands energy, so that does indicate a new cycle. So there could be, keep in mind, Page is a little bit of an immature energy as well, and the wand is a phallic symbol, so this could be indicative of somebody just sort of not playing on the up and up within the relationship, if you know what I mean. And this creating this energy, this Eight of Swords energy, which is a Jupiter and Gemini, you feeling really trying to figure out how to untangle yourself from a situation, Aries. So Page, again, it always indicates, first of all, a new cycle. Wands are always motivation, strong will to move forward. But it's because it's a fiery energy and they're a page, it can indicate somebody being rather irresponsible. So, where they're acting irresponsible. It doesn't have to mean a third party. It could just mean that somebody is not showing up with their big boy or the big girl pants on in the relationship. So you're going to know how that resonates with it. It could be you, that could be your partner, either one of you. Right, but really in this space of trying to figure out how to make things happen for yourself. So I mean, it's not a comfortable energy, but I totally get it, because again, the swords are that Geminian energy, and Gemini with the swords, it's all about truth. And you're just sort of being wrapped up in the truth of the situation. If you're trying to figure out, how can I entangle myself from the situation I'm in a way that's going to end up being benefic for me, in a way that where I'm going to end up being able to find that Jupiterian space of luck and expansion, and being able to bring myself what I need for this relationship. Right? And we have the King of Cups energy here, which is beautiful energy. I mean, I have to tell you, it's beautiful. So Libra and Scorpio energy. Now, King doesn't mean gender, right? There's no gender here, so this could be a male or a female. But this Libra and Scorpio, Libra is about, Libra rules the seventh house of serious relationships, serious, like I'm talking about marriage or that level serious, not love affairs, boyfriend, girlfriend. That's more fifth house energy, which is Leo. But Libra is about, that seventh house serious energy, first of all. And Scorpio is about transformation. Scorpio rules sex, but it's also about transformation, about an ending and a beginning. So either you're the King of Cups or you're dealing with the King of Cups. It's a court card, so it could be you, another person, or just a general influence. But what I'm seeing here is that you had a lot of hope. There was a lot of hope and beauty within the relationship. There was a lot of really good support. But then something happened where somebody was just not contributing, showing up, doing what they needed to do in the relationship. And Aries, if it's you, you heard the message loud and clear. If it was the other person, they heard it. But it was this feeling very tangled in, all right, how do I undo this? Like, how, what should my next step be? And I like the King of Cups, because the King of Cups tells me that it's a focus on the connection of the relationship. So I do feel that you guys are with somebody who's really supportive. I do feel like this King of Cups is somebody who's very, very supportive, and who's really trying to be fair with you, who's really trying to give you a fair go here. For you to do what you need to do, or you're helping them do what they need to do. Yes. And I like these energies. These are nice energies, right? We have the Queen of Wands. Wands are will. Wands are motivation. And I like the Queen here. This is Pisces and Aries. This is you really getting in touch, identifying what it is that you want as your dream. And this is really pulling yourself onto this fresh new path. It's interesting. You guys are the last sign I'm doing, and you're the first sign that I'm feeling so strongly that career has something to do with the status of your relationship. Like, not Not your career or their career per se, but just work. So again, I am doing the deep career read in a few days. Hopefully you guys, if you want to check that out, hopefully that'll give you a little bit of additional guidance. But regardless, what I see here is really, tuning into, there's a lot of support here. And I feel like the support is really prompting a lot of passion too, like in you, in them, as motivation to really want to really be in this relationship. And a lot of this is based on truth. Look, I mean, the King of Swords, listen, Capricorn and Aquarius, not always easy. Capricorn's ruled by Saturn. So this is a hard truth that you or them, somebody needs to do something different. But this is very necessary energy, King of Swords. I mean, that's what it's about. I understand what your dreams are, or you understand what, this is what I'm saying, like you're saying to your partner, or they're saying to you, I understand what your dreams are, but the relationship needs X, Y, and Z, so we need to really focus on how we could do things differently. So, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are probably going through this, those of you who have lost your jobs, or you're working differently, or whatever, the mess. I'm not even going to get into that, but the mess of the world having to do with like jobs, career, it's just weird for everybody right now, for the most part. But there is this dose of reality coming in. And then it's interesting that we have the Hierophant here, because this is Sagittarius energy, it's where the South Node is. And right now, currently, right, in the current transit. And but the Hierophant is all about figuring out what is your role supposed to be in this relationship, Aries, or what's their role supposed to be? What's everybody's role supposed to be? And why do you all think that? This is getting in touch with your belief system. Understanding the belief system of society, understanding the belief system of what makes sense, really understanding it and getting in touch with it, right? Now, what I like about this is that, in numerology, it's connected to Taurus, and Taurus is the bull, to Pentacle energy, ruled by Venus. It's very grounded, very earthy. So what I kind of like is there's a sense of like a dose of reality being tossed on somebody here, but it's really, really beautifully benefic. It really, really is, because then look at the outcome here. And this is going to be now, right? This is currently Four of Wands. Love this energy. Love it, love it. Venus and Aries. We call this the honeymoon card. This is a strong foundation. And it's a strong foundation from going on a new path, trying something new. This is a very needed sort of kind of like a supportive energy having to do with this relationship. Yeah. I like it. There's change going on here. There's no question. No question. Aries, no question. There's change. There's a whole new path. A redressing of a belief system. Truth coming out. And feeling a lot of passion to continue in something. There's a lot of confusion, though, here leading up to this. That is for sure. My gosh, look at this. We get the sun again. Oh, first reading that happened today. You kidding me? You got two suns. Beautiful. So before I do this final read, let me pull the qualifiers, okay? Okay. Messages for Aries friends. Aries. Pay attention to the signs. I like that. Especially those of you who have loved ones who have crossed over. Somebody's trying to communicate to you. Somebody's trying to communicate. Let's pull an astral card to see what part of your energy you need to focus on for help right now. Uranus, you focus on the future, Aries. You got to focus on the future, and you got to focus on doing things differently, because Uranus rules Aquarius, and Aquarius is about doing things out of the box. Aquarius is, what are you doing now? You need to do something different. Now, that doesn't mean altogether different. That doesn't mean altogether different in the relationship. It doesn't mean an altogether relationship change. That doesn't mean, because again, for some reason for you guys, I'm being pulled into the career area here. It doesn't mean that you have to do something entirely different, but something new has to happen in your approach. Criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. Yeah, I feel like, there's been it seems like there's been some stress going on here, because somebody doesn't feel like somebody's been showing up full throttle in the relationship. That is what it feels like to me. We have the Phoenix. Nice. Okay. Date. Coffee cup. Okay. So, we have the Phoenix, which is new phase, rekindling, renew, transform, growth, change, mind. So guys, for some of you, this King of Cups energy could be the revisiting, somebody contacting you from the past. For some of you, this is going to be somebody coming back from the past where you're getting together with them, having a cup of coffee, whatever it is, but you're just having sort of an innocent reconnection. But that reconnection is going to create a rekindling and a transformation. That's going to resonate with some of you. But I do see that, and you being a little confused about it. But this was somebody who you were very, very happy with once upon a time. And I see you going really actually quite beautifully. Now, for others of you, if that is not the case, we have this transformation that's going on here. There's this growth, right? There's this growth. Now, when we have getting back out there, having to do with this, I always feel like in this kind of read, this can absolutely have to do with whoever, whether it's you, whether it's your partner, whoever is like not showing up the way they're supposed to show up. This is being very proactive and getting out there. So if it has to do with a job, going out there and getting the job, going out there and doing what you have to do, meeting the people, putting the work in to make whatever kind of change to allow that transformation to happen. Okay, that is what I'm getting for those of you who are in a solid relationship. Those of you who are reconnecting with somebody, I'm understanding this as them reaching out to you, guys getting together, and you being able to transform the relationship in a very new and honest way. Really reassessing your belief system. So I really like that. Yeah. So then we have the sun here, right, as the near future. So let's just go through these first, and then we're going to go back over to the qualifiers. So the sun is a beautiful energy because the sun, there's nothing negative about the sun. It rules Leo. So Leo's all about connection and, communicating, and it rules the house of fun, the fifth house of fun, having to do with, sex and love affairs and, what you do together, regardless of how serious your relationship is, how you guys connect on like a Monday through Sunday basis. And so I really like this because this is really about you being with your person. The High Priestess energy is a very internal energy. It's a higher consciousness energy. And what I think is interesting about this, I'm going to talk about the pay attention to the signs in a second, but I do feel like you're getting messages from the other side, which I'm always happy to get a vibe like that with the High Priestess, because the High Priestess is a moon energy. And sometimes the danger of a moon energy is that we could tell ourselves false narratives without meaning to. You know what I mean? Like when we reflect on things, we're like, oh, I remember back when, or, thinking about how you feel about a situation. Sometimes we don't tell ourselves the full truth, and not because we're dishonest, and not because we're trying to do that, but because we're trying to, first of all, we might not even realize the reality of a situation just because we're missing it, because we really want to see something. We might be missing a red flag here or there, but a lot of times it's because we're not ready to see the full truth of something. So I like that we're getting the pay attention to the red, to the signs here, because this is letting me know that the messages that you're receiving are coming. I mean, guys, the veil is very thin for everyone this summer. It really is. But there are certain signs that are going to be feeling it a little more than the next, right? And I feel like you guys are. I feel like Aquarius is too. Then we have Princess of Wands. Lots of will here. Beautiful. Yeah, Scorpio and Sag. So this is a core card. So this could be you, it could be them, it could be just the general influence. But what I like about this is there is transformation and this moving forward. I'm feeling really energized, But we have another moon energy here. So yeah, I mean, you guys are going to be getting some serious messages, like no joke. But the thing is, you're going to feel a little confused. Right? Because when we get the actual moon energy in tarot, it is connected to Pisces. And Pisces is ruled by Neptune. And Neptune is like trying to look at reality through a dirty window. You just can't see the full story straight away. That's the thing. right? But it is what you're feeling very deep inside that you're really not sharing with anybody, right? You really in this space. And you know what? That's a good thing. And the High Priestess, it's a good thing too. If you have anything cooking on your mind, Aries, having to do with a move in this relationship or having to do with anything that has to do with this relationship that would even tangentially impact it, like a career or like a home or something like that, keep it to yourself right now. The High Priestess energy really does require, when we pull it in the upright, it requires a little more thought. It requires, so you have a lot of thinking to do here. There's a lot of thinking that's going on. But one thing we should not be doing in this energy is criticizing one another. You should not be getting criticized, and you should not be criticizing anybody else, because that is only going to make you guys unhappy, and that does not solve anything. It just really doesn't. It's not an effective way of communicating. So things need to be handled in a different way in this connection for sure, right? We have Uranus again, doing things differently. Okay? So if you've been kind of in a space where you're riding each other's backs over something silly, you really need to change your strategy, particularly if this is a reconnection and somebody is coming back. You really want to make sure that you don't get overly caught up in the moment and the joy of being back together, where you're not really addressing the elephants in the room, if you know what I mean. Let's talk about this more, right? Because the signs are all around you here, right? So you really need to open your minds and pay close, very, very close attention to your environment and things that you're vibing, because your angels know that you've been feeling lost about the direction you need to take in your life and the decision that you need to make, right? It's like they've heard your frustrations and your pleas for help, and they really want you to slow down and stop focusing on the problem and allow a solution to come into your reality. You know, because your spiritual helpers help, you know, they've been organizing these sort of synchronistic events in your life and support for you, but it's like you keep thinking in the same stubborn way. So, and that's self-defeating. So you really need to relax and look at life in a more creative way. Pay attention to repetitive signs and signals. Like any sign could come in the form of like a song, a movie, anything you see out in nature, animals, people, thoughts, dreams, visions, anything like that. You might be dreaming very heavily too, where you remember them a lot. I know a lot of people say they don't remember their dreams. Try to drink a glass of water before going to bed and think about that you want to dream. Often that does help energetically. But sometimes you can even get it in the signs in your body. But, you know, your body might be telling you to rest, you know, change your diet, you know, work on some challenging emotions, whatever it is. But whatever feeling you're getting, you know, it's a message coming from the other side that you need to definitely pay attention to. So let's roll some astro dice. Pisces, 10th house, and we have the North Node. So North Node right now is in Gemini, so yeah. So it's got to be all about communication, right? Currently the North Node is in Gemini. Gemini is that third house of communication ruled by Mercury. So definitely about communication, right? And we have Pisces here, so it's time to check out in order to check in, and that's what I always say with this, right? It's time to feel instead of figure out. This is not a time to try to get over the pain or disappointment of something, right? But instead you kind of have to move alongside with your emotions without judging or assessing how significant they are, or if you should feel a certain way. Now this could have to do with the relationship, it could have to do with the career, if it's impacting the relationship. But whatever it is, whatever deep emotion, and you're going to know what it is, you have to walk with the pain and don't press it down, because then it can end up rearing its head in another way, and you don't want that. You don't want that. You know, you're really being asked to tap into you know, your ability to create these resources for yourself. You know, trust your own self-sufficiency. And what would it take for you to believe, like truly believe that you got this and that nobody can take this away from you? So there might be an experience, Aries, where you might have a feeling of codependency having to do with either emotions or finances or something of the like. And you're so much more self-sufficient than you realize, because even though you might be very overly reliant or very reliant on somebody, And even if they do it openly, you don't feel really good about yourself in that place. Or you might be dealing with this energy from your partner. So this is all about being encouraging and supporting and understanding that you do have the ability to be self-sufficient. So if that's what you need to do, if you need to break out and become more self-sufficient in a particular area, and listen, you could have a ton of money and it have nothing to do with that, but it could be from an emotional standpoint. And a good remedy for that is if you find yourself like way too entrenched, like in your relationship, call up some of your friends, pivot your energies a little bit. That could be quite helpful as well. But it's this idea of self-sufficiency, right? And just being kind of on your own 2 feet in the relationship. It's super important. Yeah, and I feel like you guys are going to be very pushed to look at this during this time period for sure. Yeah. Okay, Aries, that is what I have for you. I hope you guys found some use in this reading. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.